See this walnut? You see how it looks like a lung, guys? Doesn't it look like a lung? Like, doesn't it look like a human lung, you know? I was doing some research on why some foods look like well, I was actually doing research on why this looks like a lung, and I couldn't come up I couldn't find any information. Sorry. I couldn't come up with any information. I was doing research. Why do walnuts is this a walnut or a pecan? I think it's a pecan. Anyway, why do whatever I was looking for, this thing right here, this little thing here, why do, I think it's a pecan, yeah, it's a pecan. Why do pecans look like, I think it's a pecan, like lungs? And I couldn't find anything on that, but I did get pictures of walnuts. So if you cut I don't have any walnuts, but if you cut a walnut in half, it will look just like a brain, like the inside of like a brain, you know, like two hemispheres. But if you crack open a walnut, and like if you hold the whole walnut whole, it doesn't look like a brain. But if you cut it in half, it will look exactly like a brain. And then I started seeing, like while in the midst of doing research for why, you know, I started, why does this look like a lung? And then, you know, the information came up about the walnut, and then a whole bunch of other information came up about, you know, so many foods look like our body parts, our organs. And I found many links that have information with different foods that look like different parts of our bodies, like ginseng, you know, the ginseng root. It looks like a human body. It has two long arms, the torso, and two long legs. If you cut open a carrot, it looks like an eye. And that's good. You know, carrots are good for our eyes. And ginseng, I didn't do too much reading on it, but it somehow has, it's good for our body, like all of our organs inside. And walnuts, yeah, it looks, when you cut the walnut in half, it looks like a brain. Has something to do with benefiting our brains. You know, something inside the walnut has brain stuff. And yeah, anyway, so you'd have to do some more research on your own, because right now I don't have any of those fruits or roots with me so that I can show you, you know, what they look like inside and stuff. And yeah, so, and oh yeah, the ginger, guys. Ginger, if you go to the store and just look at a root of ginger, a big root of ginger, it looks like a stomach, right? And the ginger is excellent for nausea. It kills nausea. That's what we drink here. We drink ginger every day. And if you have nausea, whether that's from the flu, or if you ate too much food, or even if you had food poisoning, drink very strong ginger. The way we make it here, my mother cuts up, you know, pieces of, she grinds up the ginger. You don't have to grind it up. Just cut it up, okay? Peel it. You have to peel it. And the quickest way to peel ginger, I didn't show you. I don't have any, we have ginger, but, you know, I'm just kind of saying these things just on the fly, you know, like I'm just saying these things as I'm recording. You take a ginger, okay, and then you take a knife. Pretend this is the knife, right? This is the knife. And this part here, like the bottom part of my finger here, that is the cutting part. And this part here is the part that doesn't cut, right? The blunt part. So what you do is you turn the knife around like that, and you use the side that it doesn't cut, you don't cut it with, you use that to scrape the skin from the ginger. So you just use the back of the knife to scrape the ginger, to scrape away the ginger skin. That's the fastest way to remove it. Yeah, so you just cut up pieces of ginger, you know, just little pieces. And if the best thing to do is to make a very large pitcher, like my mother makes like 8 cups. She puts 8 cups of water in a pot, and then she boils the water. The water has to boil, and then she puts the ginger in there, and she leaves it there to boil. She likes to leave it to boil for a long time, for like 15 minutes. I don't do that. I just leave it to boil for 10 minutes, but I think 15 minutes maybe is better. But anyway, the longer you boil it, the stronger it gets. And so after she finishes boiling it, she places it on a counter like this one, and she lets the ginger just cool. And when it's cold enough, you put it into a big glass pitcher or any kind of container, okay? Anything that you're going to use to store it in so that you can put it into the fridge. And then you make sure that you drink a cup every day. Because if you just let it sit there, it's going to go bad. Okay, so you have to drink it every single day. So if you're single, well, not single, but if you're by yourself living in your own home, then if you're going to make that much ginger, make sure you drink it every day. Okay, every single day. But if you're not going to, if you can't handle that much ginger, just make like 6 cups. But make sure you drink it every single day. And the way we drink it straight. We don't water it down. I used to water it down, but then I forced myself to get used to drinking it just straight. It's very, 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 very strong. For those of you who are not used to drinking, ginger straight, get yourselves used to it by watering it down, because you might choke. It's very strong, but you can get used to it. If you want to start off just getting used to it, just right away, just immediately, then drink it straight, but make sure you sip it. You just take little sips of ginger tea, until you gradually get used to it. But it's better to drink it watered down the very first time. And anyway, so whenever I have a stomach ache because I've eaten too many chocolate cookies, then I'll drink some ginger, and it doesn't even have to be a cup. I just drink like a few sips of like maybe 1 or 2 spoons of the straight ginger water, and then the nausea goes away. And if you're it's excellent for the flu. And if anybody out there is going through cancer, chemo, okay, for the nausea, this stuff is God's nausea killer, okay? Those chemo pills are very, very powerful, because I had a family member who was on the chemo pills, and my mother, it was my grandmother, she was on the chemo pills every day. And my mother made sure to give my grandmother 1 cup of very strong ginger every single, for all the 3 meals that we eat, that she was eating and she never suffered from the side effects from the chemo pill, because the chemo pill, guys, that keeps the patients nauseated or whatever. It takes away their appetite, and it makes them thin, and that kills them fast. So for you guys out there, if you have a family member, or if you're going through cancer, or anybody who's going through cancer, please make this ginger tea and tell the persons to get used to drinking it, because their life really matters, and it will prolong your life, because you're able to eat and to maintain your strength, So that's God's cancer. That's God's answer for nausea, for whatever reason. Super powerful ginger water. And some people, you can add sugar. If you can't take because it's very powerful, you water it down, but you have to water it, make sure you water it down, but not so much that, the strength of the ginger goes away. Water it down to as strongly as you can possibly take it. You understand? So that, because it's the strength of the ginger that helps to kill the nausea. So if you're going to water it down so much, you just might as well don't drink it. Right? So just make sure if you're going to water it down, it's just very, very, as much as you can possibly take it, not so much, but just, well, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So, yeah. And, I have to do some more reading up on what ginger does for you, but it's amazing. It's good for your lungs too. I think it's also good for your lungs. But I'm pretty sure it has a whole bunch of other benefits for the body. And also, when I was doing that research on why fruits look like body parts, there was a picture of what was it called? A tomato. So they had the tomatoes cut open, and they said it looked like a heart. And tomatoes have something to do with our heart. Yeah, I think so. But it doesn't look like a heart to me. The inside part, it doesn't look like a heart. Oops, sorry guys, it keeps going blurry. All right, okay, so I'm gonna go now because I think you're getting tired of me uh, showing you this little pecan. I think it's a pecan. Yep. And yeah. When I was small, my parents used to, well, my father used to make, me and my brothers drink carrot juice. My father used to make carrot juice, and we used to hate it so much. But I love carrot juice now. It's so delicious. But I couldn't stand it. None of us could stand it when we were little, but we like it now. But when we were little, oh, when your parents force you to eat stuff, ugh, it's just terrible. Okay, so I think I'm finished now. Okay, everybody, before I go, I have thought about making another video where I show, where I have all of the fruits and the roots and the vegetables that I saw on the internet. All that information as to why so many so many of these foods look like our body organs, and only to find out that they all relate to that specific body part. So like the ginger, it looks like our stomach, and it's good for our stomach. You know, the walnut, if you cut it in half, looks like a brain, and it turns out it's good for our brain, and so on. Like the carrot, if you cut it in half, if you look in the carrot, it looks like an iris. Your iris. So I'm gonna be doing. I would like to do a video to show you guys that, the visuals, right? So you guys can get an idea of what I was seeing on the internet when I was looking up this information. Sorry guys, it's just blurring. Yeah. Okay guys, so yeah, so whenever I put it up, and then you guys will know whenever I post it. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.